Welcome to Mongolia. I'm Gilles. I'm from Switzerland. I live in Mongolia since 3 years. My wife is Mongolian, and today I will talk about cultures. So, in Mongolia, cultures is tradition. In most past parts of the world, culture is tradition. I beg your pardon for my English. I haven't learned in university. I had learned in the streets when I was 12 years old. So I will try to do my best in English language. So I will talk about cultures. So I don't know everything about Mongolian cultures, but I know that. I know the basic. So I'm not French, so I won't say that I know everything about everything because I'm not that kind of guy. So I'm from Switzerland, I'm French Swiss, but we are really, really different than the French people. Uh, we are respecting the facts, then we don't know everything. You know, that's the way it is. And when you settle in a country, it's really different than if you're traveling. We live in Mongolia. We live in a yurt with my wife. So in this area, it's quite high in altitude. We're on the mountain, the Mongolian Altai. So outside in winter, it could be like minus 40. So yeah, we know about Mongolian cultures in this way. So before to come in Mongolia, my wife told me then I had to learn how to kill sheep or to kill animals because otherwise I won't be considered as a man. So I'm considered as a man. I know to do it. I have learned the way to uh, kill a sheep as Mongol. So it's kind of chirurgy because you had to go inside the chip with your hand. You have to cut, enter with your hand, and you have to go behind the heart and to take the artery, and then that's over. Imagine, and for a Westerner, uh, it's a kind of implication. So I'm implicated about Mongolian cultures. I I live there. I love this country. I love traditional value. Um, uh, you will think maybe I had switched to the dark side or whatever. So uh, I was not uh, against progressive people, but since the pandemic and since the war in Europe, um, I know now who they are. I know now how much money they are between. I know them those people because also I'm from Switzerland, so we have the World Economic Forum in Davos, so we know about the open society and those kind of things. So it's just a little parenthesis about propaganda because we have a huge influence, a huge American propaganda in Mongolia. The reason it's not complicated to understand, we're between China and Russia, and they try to bring a confusion. So the story is the story. It's not always pink dream. It's story is the story. So it's easy to put Mongolia against Russian for China. So it wasn't. It haven't been kind of friendly. I think they don't. They don't feel very close to the Chinese. But we have a culture center, so we have a lot of Russian customer, and they actually understand, and they are very respectful for the Mongolian cultures, which is not always the case when we have Westerner. Uh, mostly when it's French people. They think they know better. You know, I had friends, I had Mongolian friend. My wife is Mongolian, so I know a little bit Mongolian language. Be Mongol search ben. Uh, so I understand a little. I could talk in Mongolian, but not that good. Uh, I will try to be better. They told me then I have to know traditional Mongolian song. They asked me to know the language and to know the cultures because they considered me as part of the family. It's like ethnic people. It's like totally different than in Europe. The culture is totally different, and the people in most of the country in the world they are like really intro tradition, which means culture and tradition is the same. Tradition is culture. So in Mongolia, we are conservative people. We are not progressive. And I just want to make a little parenthesis. In Ulaanbaatar, I saw like a office, like kind of open society. There is open society in Mongolia. We have this kind of crap in Mongolia, but Mongolian people won't never accept this kind of philosophy. Um, like I'm talking about LGBT kind of crap. So in Mongolia, you could just forget about it. We don't even want to know about this kind of thing. Um, this is actually, we have a lot in Europe, but this is not European cultures. This is American uh, crap, which we should not consider this as a culture. It is not. So in Mongolia, uh, it is conservative, traditional value. It is patriotic uh, country. So many of you, progressive, some of you, they're able to have a discussion and to accept them. Other people doesn't necessarily have to think as you think. And for some of you, it's okay to accept Mongolian as I am. We're like conservative. We want to preserve our cultures. I want to preserve my Swiss culture. I was a nomad, Swiss nomad. I was a herder, I was a shepherd. Uh, I'm really from the heart, and the cultures, the traditional cultures in Switzerland is in danger. I know it. Uh, you guys won't destroy everything, we won't let you do this. Um, so for the traveler who come in Mongolia, please respect the traditional value of Mongolia. Uh, please try to forget doctrine when you travel around the world. Forget about everything you had learned because for us it's crap. I'm sorry to say it, but it's crap. Considered redneck people as bastard, but they are human beings. In Mongolia is like this, Mongolian people, you will have to break the window because first contact will be not necessarily, like many tourists there, like doing horse riding in Mongolia. So, you have to follow the Mongolian road, otherwise they will talk to you quite rude. They are like redneck people. They don't, they go to the target. They go directly. They don't do like a snake kind of progressive bullshit. We don't have this there. So um, I enjoy to have you in my culture centers. If you need a shaman helding, my wife is a shaman. So uh, if you're like a depressive people or drug addict, The shaman treatment could be really, really tough. They could, they could wake you to where you have no hiding. I saw some shaman uh, taking vodka in the mouth and splitting in the western eyes. And the people, and then they back them because they are like, the shaman. If they feel you don't have the 2 feet on the ground, if they feel you little disturbed with some weird ideology, they will teach you life to where you have no idea. If you come with good intention, I recommend shaman healing. Otherwise, yeah, it's better to stay in Western world and to go to the psychiatrist. Will be better. But if you're open mind, if you really open mind, as you many people progressive, they think they're open mind, but they're not. But if you really open mind, if you could accept and everybody doesn't think the same thing, if you could respect like people from the earth, like people from the ground, like if you could respect farmer, you could respect nomad. Uh, this is like there's two Mongolia. There's Ulaanbaatar, the city life, and there is the rest of Mongolia. So I don't know that much Ulaanbaatar. For the rest of Mongolia, it could be really, really healthy for you guys who are living in a propaganda state because you don't even know about, but you guys from Western world, you're living in a war propaganda world, and you're living in a world where destruction of tradition is like without any conscience. Redneck people, brother with those people. So, welcome to Mongolia. We are building this with my wife.